Welcome back to the future games on the NES. I'm going to be showing both of the games. Okay, now I already did a video of the first game and then I did a video of the second game. But I decided to do a video of like the two games. Of course, as you may or may not be aware of, anytime you see the LJN logo on Nintendo games back in the days, that was a pretty good indication that the games were terrible. One of the worst things about this game, particularly, one of many things I should say, is the music. It just keeps playing over and over again. And the object of the game is nothing like the movie. That was one of the things with LJN. They always seemed to publish games that were terrible games made off good movies, and I don't know why they always publish those games. It's as if the companies that developed the games couldn't find anyone else to publish them, and maybe LJN was the cheapest one out there, so I don't know, that's the only theory I could come up with. Trademark 1985, this game was actually released in 1989. Okay, so there's the Hill Valley map. There's Marty, and you got an auto-scrolling street that just keeps moving. You gotta collect clocks. Getting attacked by those giant bumblebees. And you get killed, you fall on the ground and start scratching it. See, the picture at the bottom of the screen starts disappearing as you move on. It's kind of like a timer. Every time you collect clocks, it helps. You got bowling balls, which you can throw at the enemies, but you gotta be careful, because if you hit your clocks, it'll get rid of them. And you got these weird-looking guys. I mean, is there anything in this game at all that reminds you of the movie? The skateboard, maybe, but that's just, it doesn't help at all. I mean, oil spots all over the street. Yeah, and after you pass the first board, go to the second board, and guess what? Level 2 is really not much different than the first one. Blues Cafe is the furthest I've ever gotten in this game. I actually owned this game when I was a kid. There really wasn't a whole lot of games I owned as a kid, maybe 10 at the most. And that's because back then, about a year after getting the Nintendo, a video game store opened called Family Videos. My dad used to take us there, me and my sister, every Friday and Saturday night to rent games. Like, I'm about to die because my picture just faded. So that's really another thing that's annoying about the game. When you die, it doesn't replenish your picture, which is kind of like your health meter. But anyways, we rented games so much as a kid that there really was no need to buy games. Occasionally we'd rent a game that we really liked, and we'd end up buying it. But for the most part, I asked for this game for Christmas because I love the movie so much. See, now that's just another thing about the game. I mean, at least like in Adventure Island, you get a skateboard, but if you get hit on the skateboard, you just lose the skateboard, you don't die. See, when I was a kid, I really didn't realize how terrible games were, because I really wasn't that good at games anyway, so I never knew if I was terrible at the game or if the game itself was terrible. Oh, that's messed up. Okay, now that wouldn't hurt a Ninja Turtle. Unless the game was published by LJN, then maybe it would. In this game, there's like no variety in this game. It's just the same thing over and over again. And what was that blue thing she just threw at me that killed me? What was it, her bracelet or something? And why are the bees... Okay, that's just nasty. Why are the bees in Hill Valley like the size of Marty's head? I mean, I've seen some big bumblebees in my day, but... You know, maybe they're supposed to be birds, but they look a lot like bees to me. Okay, my picture's about to fade again. Look at that. My picture wasn't even out. Oh, my time was out that time. So, yeah, you got things that can kill you. You got your picture as a timer, then you have another timer. And you got barrels in the street. What does bowling balls have to do with Back to the Future? I never once seen Marty use a bowling ball in that movie. Either of the three movies. I don't remember any girls with hula hoops. I can understand the bullies, Biff's gang trying to attack Marty, but the rest of this game just does not fit. Every time you get the skateboard, you like don't even get to spend 5 seconds on it and you're dead. And then you lose your bowling ball, so you have no defense. Look at the timer too. No kind of that's no. It's too fast. I can't believe I actually liked this game as a kid. It wasn't one of my favorites by any means, but I played it quite a bit. That was messed up. Did I touch the fence or him? Oh yeah, okay, if you touch the fence you die. That's just crazy. What's it, like an electric fence? What about this? Okay, you can touch the side of the screen. Touch the oil too, all it does, the oil just makes you slide. You can't jump over the bench either. I don't know what the purpose of that is. So ironically, I think Marty did jump over a bench in the movie. At the very end of the first movie when that bum was on the bench, I don't know if Marty jumped over it or climbed over it. But you can't do that in this game. Why? Because it would make sense. Blues Cafe, this is the only fun part of the game, but it's like 5 seconds and you're done. And you finally get a break from that terrible music. You have to line them up. Keep hitting them. Kind of hard to line up too. I mean, you have to play this game. Okay, you miss, and guess what? They put you in the bar and they throw you into the doors, and you splatter till you hit the ground. After failing that stage, ouch, they sure threw you out, Mary. Back to the music and back to the street scene. And guess what? You go back to the level before Blues Cafe if you don't pass it. So you gotta do that all over again, the last street. I mean, who thought this was a good idea to create a game like this? I think the only reason they ever sold this game, I think the only reason anyone actually bought this game is because of the title, Back to the Future. I think, well, the movies were great. I mean, personally, I think Back to the Future trilogy was probably the best trilogy ever made. I mean, personally, I guess there really aren't a whole lot of trilogies, but yeah, the Star Wars trilogies, but they kind of turned into a saga. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I was at the end. Look at that. Before I was across the street, and I got killed. This time I didn't even get into the middle of the street, and that was the end of the stage, so they cheated before. Okay, the music's starting to sound kind of weird, so the game's like glitching. I think at least you have an unlimited number of whatever you're throwing. Okay, I pressed the button and he didn't do anything that time. Tough luck, Marty. Looks like you're stuck here. You know, out of everything, all the times I played this game, I did find out there was one good thing about this game, and that's the end of it. So, that was Back to the Future. Now we're going to throw in the sequel, Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. And let's see if I can find it here. Okay, I don't think we really want to hear that music. Whoops. Okay, so that was the first one. And now we have the second one. Instead of making 3 of them, they actually just made Part 2 and 3 together. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to pause this video, switch games. Made by Beam Software. I have to say, this game is at least better than the first one. I never owned this game, I used to rent it though. In the year 2015, your arch enemy Bisto Doc's time traveling car and the sports almanac, and pretty much you're just telling you what happened. If you've seen the movies, you already know. Although I don't think... Okay, yeah, so this isn't exactly like the movie. Biff scattered objects throughout space and time and locked them behind closed doors, so... Yeah, of course they had to make it different than the movie to give you an object of something to do. That looks like the almanac being launched in space. But look, at least they got the DeLorean in this game. Press A or I think A or B to jump out. And it's a little loud. Anyways, at least this game's more fun. You can choose to go right or left. It's not like auto-scrolling. Look at the enemies in this game. You got the snails that look like the same snails from Wonder Boy or Adventure Island. You got the Spinies from Super Mario Brothers. And you collect all these bottles of Pepsi and pizzas. Look at that, a hamburger. Plutonium, you collect 2. Want to collect keys anytime you can? You can go see. Oh, you don't want to get hit by those. But you can go like up, go to different parts of the board. So it's you got the hoverboard. These fast. Oh, there. Can't miss. These fast hoverboards eventually run out of power and disappear. Look at that floating eyeball. Oh, you get the start, you get to shoot these, I don't know what they are, golf balls. You just hold the B button down, keep shooting them. You can go down some of these. Okay, that's Walkman. Whoops, run button. Okay, what button do you press? I pressed select, I pressed A. Okay, you gotta press start. Spell Walkman, but I think you have to have the Walkman down in the box below. And I don't have it. So I mean, the game doesn't really make... Oh, you got the slow hoverboard here. At least this one doesn't disappear. You can't shoot while you're on it either. You can jump and shoot while you're in the air, but... I think it's too slow. Another key. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you lose your shooting ability when you die. That green thing, you can't walk on it, you fall right through it. But there's nothing there to indicate that, so you don't find out until you actually try it. See, I used to run this game quite a bit, and I had no idea what I was doing, but... There's much more variety of things to do in this game than the last one. There's some other doors and stuff you can go down. Now those things, if you go under those, you die. Oh, even if you touch it, you die. The good thing about this game is it's like unlimited. No, you can die, lose all 10 of your lives, continue right back where you started off from. Fool. Great Scott. That was the best part of the movie, Back to the Future Part 2, when Marty got attacked by a hamburger. You remember that scene? Me neither. Oh, look at that. If you don't jump on that thing just perfectly, you die. Oh. This is about the funnest of the game right here. You get to collect all this plutonium. and pizza. I remember remember that scene in the movie where Marty was went through a sewer and was jumping around trying to get pizza and plutonium. It says it's a gas at the top of the screen. Yeah, if I ate this much pizza in like less than a minute, I think I'd have gas too. Oh, that was nasty. I think if you collect it all, you get a giant pizza, but of course I was just one slice away from getting it. Can we try it again? No, I can't. I need another key. That used up my key. Press select and it shows you how many... Oh, I got 2 keys. How come I can't use them? Okay, is this where it came from, or is this... See, this is like a maze. It's like a very specific way to go. Unfortunately, they didn't put this game... Oh, I couldn't go down that one. They didn't put this game in NESmaps.com. For those who are unaware, NESmaps.com is probably one of the most helpful sites for Nintendo games. It's got all these games with different maps in it. It's got like the Mario games. Right back over at the same level. I think this is the same level, maybe not. Oh, there's a door. I need a key to get in that door. So actually I don't think I did start off at the same level. Yeah, you can go in here and... What are those round things? They look like potatoes. They really don't give you much time. You know, I don't know why why don't they just have you appear back outside the door instead of having to go through these pipes? And what's with these pipes anyway? There's another copy of Super Mario Brothers. Can't go back in that one. Oh, that was a fail. I got a key. That is the most painful 8-bit sound I've ever heard in my life. Getting attacked by bluebirds is another thing that has nothing to do with the movie. Why do they have to add that horrid sound? Look at that. If I was unable to kill him by jumping on him, then it shouldn't have affected me in any way. Look at that. You gotta land on these things precisely, otherwise it counts as a hit against you. Oh, this one's really hard. You touch that green stuff, you fall. They took another copy off the first game by... Look at that, I touched the green and you're dead. The good thing is you can keep redoing this over and over. But, I mean, it's one of those bonus stages, it just makes you mad every time you fail, so it's like, better off not to. Jumping in this game is kind of annoying. You got these boogers shooting out of these things, whatever they are. Who's that guy? He looks like Gomer Pyle. There's one stage where you can actually pick up a remote. You can use that remote to recall the DeLorean and use it to travel through time. Look at that. I mean, if you're going to kill me, you could at least have it make contact with me. What is that? Come on, fool. Thing right there looks like a Grim Reaper with a green face and a brown cape. I would like to get to that one scene. The remote, but I don't think we're going to. I'm going to keep going up. There's really not much variety to this game. It just keeps on going on and on, the same thing. Look at that. This like running towards somebody with a gun and just happening to dodge every one of their bullets. Unless you're a Jedi, it's not going to happen. There it is. Okay, let's use this DeLorean. You gotta jump in it. You switch the year October 26, 2015. I want to point that out because I always see on Facebook people having like today's date, the current date when you're whatever day it is, saying this is the year when Marty went into the future, and we're not even in the year 2015 yet. So I've seen that like 3 or 4 times a year on Facebook. People on the internet copying that picture, photoshopping the date, and claiming that it's the year people go back, or the year that Marty went back into the future in part 2. I get so sick of that. Anyone who's a big fan of the movie knows that it was 2015. So I'm going to go back to 1955. I used up 10 of my plutonium. So pretty much the same. Just a little bit different, so at least it's kind of nice that it's not identical to what we've been seeing. And the music changes too, which is kind of cool. And none of the music in this game is half as bad as the music in the first game. Snails are like babies in this one. Where did that thing come from? That frog just like appeared in midair. Now tell me that wasn't cheating. Whoops. And the DeLorean always comes from the direction you're heading, so it always drops you off back before you're... It goes like the opposite way you want to go. Oh, there's Biff's back before it was Biff's. It was just called Cafe. I mean, you know, I'm sure they're gonna put... God, get rid of that stupid sound. I'm sure they could have put some effort into it to make it somewhat like the game, or somewhat like the movie, and still fun. How do you get up there? That answers that question. Okay, so we're just about done with this game. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, that was a fail. What? What is with that? Every time you collect a clock... Whoa. Come on. See, I mean, the bonus stages could be fun. They even had to make the bonus stages hard. I mean, if you're going to make a game that's terribly hard, at least make the bonus stages fun and easy. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to 2015 now. Actually, I don't think I have enough plutonium. I think I need 20 plutoniums. I don't know what the junk food is for, and like the pop and the... Yeah, you get killed by bubbles too in this game. So we're gonna just try to get to the year 2015. I think I'm actually going to be doing videos like this to a lot of sequel games. Oh, town. Can't go in there. More plutoniums. That is nasty. You know, it's no wonder that LGN went out of business. That way it took me the way I wanted to go. I mean, how are you supposed to pass that? Okay, all I need is some plutonium. I don't want to get up there. Whoa. Okay, now we're in Castlevania. Hey, what's with the camera floating in the sky? I mean, this is like... All of the Back to the Future games are absolutely nothing like the movie. Although I have to say that at least in this game they seem to have tried to made an effort to make it somewhat. And at least you're supposed to travel through time and fix, you know, like make changes to the past and fix the future. So it's like, the plot is somewhat. What's with the sock puppets running around? Might not get to see 2015 because I don't plan on playing this game forever. Just trying to get up to 20. I actually killed a bubble. I'm not continuing anymore. kidding me? You know what? If I can't go to... Oh! Forgot to jump into it. Yeah, like Doc's just gonna keep riding right past Marty. So now I gotta get 10 plutoniums in 1985. At least this might be easier to do. Even if I have to, at least this way if I can continue, I start out with 10 plutoniums. Look at that! What killed me? I landed on both of those enemies, right on the top of both of them. Sometimes games just like to cheat. Yeah, that's a pretty long jump. Okay, kill those guys and you don't get anything out of them. Like LJN sits there and, you know, like Beam Software created this game, probably wasn't this bad, but LJN probably told him, you know, that game is not annoying enough, you gotta put a really annoying squeaking bird in there. You know, it's gotta meet up to LJN's standards of terrible games. Die, fool. Okay, so now we're going to get to see a little bit of 2015. And it looks kind of like 1955. Oh, how nice of them to throw me somewhere where I'm going to die. Okay, the hamburger's like lost the top bun. And the music at least is from the movie. Well, that was Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. After Back to the Future, the original, so that is what LJN does. They publish terrible games made off good movies. Hope you enjoyed it. And this music at least is from the movie too, so it's kind of cool. But anyway, I'm planning on doing sequels to a lot of games. I already did like a Castlevania, you know, with 3 NES games and the Super NES game. I also did Super Mario games. I've done a lot of Super Mario games, a lot with them, so. But I still got like Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters Part 2 I could do. And I'm not sure which other ones. There's a lot of Mega Man games, but I hate all of those games, so I don't think I'm really going to do much for that. There's 4 other sequels. There's Top Gun and there's Top Gun 2: The Second Mission. I don't have the second one right now. I hated that game, but I eventually plan on owning every single NES game out there, so it's just a matter of time before I get it and I can do a double of those 2 games. So eventually come up with other ideas of other 2-part games. Mostly the ones based off movies would probably be the best ones because you can actually compare them to the movie, such as this one, Ghostbuster games. I gotta say, personally I think the Ghostbuster games are better than this one. even though the second Ghostbuster game isn't the greatest. Those games were developed and published by Activision, so at least a much more popular name. But I hope you enjoyed the game, and I'll see you in the next video.